Welcome to LOGOS X RHEMA, a channel dedicated to the ministry of Apostle Arome Osayi. This is a place where the written word meets the living word of Christ, where revelation is unveiled, prayer is stirred, and hearts are set on fire for God. Our desire is to help you grow in intimacy with the Lord, to equip you with sound doctrine, and to awaken a deeper hunger for the presence of God. Through the teachings and prophetic insights of Apostle Arome Osayi, we believe you will be strengthened, transformed, and prepared to walk in the fullness of God's purpose for your life. Stay with us, like, comment, and subscribe.
Can you imagine that demon that was responsible for the woman that was bowed down 18 years? The demon never snapped to take a cup of coffee. The demon never said, "Oh my God, it's now cold, I need to." 18 years the demon was there, ensuring that the woman had the curvature of the spine. And if you are going to deal with these entities, you must put on the right frame of mind. You must not have retreat and surrender in your philosophy. You must be trained on how to stay put and engage. It's just like when you work on your car and change the engine. The mechanic will need to fire it so that the valves can slack. You see, we need to slack your valves. It's a test of endurance that will equip you with what it takes to be consistent, because witches are consistent, necromancers are consistent, warlocks are consistent. And if warlocks and witches notice that you are consistent, they will leave you for a season. Satan likes fighting infants, people that will put in impute for a while and get tired. Those are the kind of people that Satan rules. But if you are like some of us that have suffered too much in the hands of the devil, we have no other duty other than to remain in that fight, because we know the moment you show signs of weakness, you are gone. Do all you are doing in Makodi. Don't cross the border. You need to know Jesus that has called you before you go to the northern Ghana. Before you go there, you need to know you must be rooted. If not, you are just going as a slaughter. Those are ancient sorcerers that know the way of the night. We were passing to Cameroon and we decided to stop at Togo. When we stopped at Togo, when I said, okay, we'll spend 2 days here. Let's hold a meeting. Before you knew it, I think we had 600 people. And in the eyes of our people in Togo, that was the greatest meeting in Togo. To get 600 speak. I said, that was how we started. The hand of God began to move. And they almost drove us from that venue. That the crowd was too much for the venue. God began to move all kinds of, and I know Togo. So when we finished all the meetings in the evening, when we go back, we wait for a counterattack. I know this by experience. You don't play in Togo. You don't play in Benin Republic. You don't play in Cote d'Ivoire. You don't play in Nigeria. You don't play in Mali. You don't play in Burkina Faso. Go and play somewhere else. You can go to where? In fact, it's only here you can play. You can play here because we have perforated the spiritual atmosphere, and you know it's a good place. If you want to be slack spiritually, be slack under this atmosphere, nothing will happen to you. But in fact, it's too late for you, because you are the foot soldiers of Jesus that will round up all the elements of darkness that are still lurking around. And unfortunately for you, you are the prophet of your family. We were in the university, and there was this guy that my friend went and brought. Strange guy, just strange guy. So he was now with us, squatting with us in the room and all of that. Then we came one day and saw that he had drank, you know, those days, I don't know whether they still sell it. There's something they used to call shaving powder those days. Shaving powder. The guy had drank shaving powder to die. So when we came, we slapped him on the back and he vomited what he drank. You know, we had crude ways of attending to cases. Sometimes we slap on the back. So we slapped him on the back many times. He now vomited the things that he took in. He began to tell us his story. That this was not the first university he has attended. He attended so place. And while he was advancing towards the end of graduating, he had a crisis. Went somewhere again, continued, was making some progress, about to finish first semester, second semester. Then they now brought him to Benin State University, and he joined us. And then the same symptoms that he used to know, the wind that normally comes, that incapacitates him, that makes him unable to finish anything he starts, has started mounting, has started gathering. So he couldn't take it anymore. He decided that before we come back from lecture that day, he would just kill himself because there was no reason for him to live. Hallelujah. So we now allowed him to calm down. When he told us his story, he cried. We also pretended that we were crying with him. We have become many things because the Lord asked us to preach to him. And when we recovered ourselves, we now began to interview him to know where the demons were coming from. And then it was not a secret to him. His father was a member of a secret cult. And his father wanted him to take his seat upon his death in the cult. Because that's the way of the cult. To keep the cult alive, someone that is in your family must take your place, must bear your title, must carry your staff, must wear your ring, and must wear your robe. So it was time for him to be initiated so that he can be next in line to mount the father's throne. Oh man, I don't have time to tell you about his father. And then the guy said he's not going to inherit what the father was offering. And the father brought 3 keys one day. If you are an ancient, you will know what those 3 keys mean. 3 golden keys. It was by those 3 keys that he cursed that young man. So the guy is very intelligent. If he puts his hand to something, he can make so much creativity out of it. But you see, a wind begins to gather. And when that atmosphere begins to form, it doesn't matter the height he has attained, he will not be able to accomplish anything. And he felt so incapacitated in the face of that challenge that when he saw it forming the 3rd time, he just felt, okay, the best thing to do was for him to take his life. His identity is supposed to be kept confidential. But if I want to press further, some of you will identify him. So what I'm telling you is not made up. These are real life stories. Unfortunately, even when we identified the problem and we began to prescribe solutions to the young man, and part of the solutions was that when I'm going for prayer by 5 a.m., because that was my culture when I was on campus, I will never read any book. I will never attend any lecture except I've seen God, and God releases me from my prayer place. And even in the night, when I come prepared to read, we'll start reading from 7, we'll read till 12 midnight, and then from 12 midnight, we'll go for prayers. It is after that prayer that we can continue reading. I had a bed on campus that I never used because I was a scholar in my own right. So someone discovered that I was not using my bed, so the person gave glory to God, gave thanks to God, and began to help himself until I came and discovered that there was an entity that was taking advantage. So it was either I was reading or I was praying. So we were now trying to induct the guy into that lifestyle of praying always. And he felt we just like to suffer. That we love suffering. This is a man that almost killed himself. Now says that we like suffering. That's why we go for prayer. So is there no format? Is there no easier format to engage this thing? You know the end of the story. What you are thinking is correct. He was cut off. He was cut off. So there was no way, as intelligent as that guy was, there was no way he could achieve anything worthwhile because there was a resistance that was placed in his way. This resistance was invincible, but it was potent enough to stop him, to immobilize him, to discourage him, and it could even bring him to a point where he was willing to take his life.
Welcome to LOGOS X RHEMA, a channel dedicated to the ministry of Apostle Arome Osayi. This is a place where the written word meets the living word of Christ, where revelation is unveiled, prayer is stirred, and hearts are set on fire for God. Our desire is to help you grow in intimacy with the Lord, to equip you with sound doctrine, and to awaken a deeper hunger for the presence of God. Through the teachings and prophetic insights of Apostle Arome Osayi, we believe you will be strengthened, transformed, and prepared to walk in the fullness of God's purpose for your life. Stay with us